Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragon. We are here to talk about video of me acting like a complete nutbag in my past. We're going to start right off. We're going to do the Lee Honish cage fight. We're going to start off with what happened 1 month before the fight. And that's what you're watching on the screen right now. Aaron and I were going to do a stare down 1 month previous to the fight. Now, everybody asked me, why did I have my pants tucked in? And I'm going to be really honest. I knew that I was going to hit him. I knew I was going to hit him from the beginning. And what I'm telling him right now is that I'm going to hit you.
Oh, I was about to ask you that. I did. Like, what the hell are you telling him?
I'm telling him that because he keeps going, why are you shaking? I said, I'm not shaking. And then he shoved me. And then he ran out of the ring. Okay, that's the promoter right there who's smiling. He's getting what he wants. He's trying to act tough, but watch what he does. He does this neck cutting thing. You're all about to see why I'm a dumb motherfucker and why my daughter even thinks I'm a nutbag. He leaves. I don't leave. Everybody smiles. Look at all the smiles. Oh, it's all fun and games. He's going, you got to leave. I'm not leaving. Let me tell you exactly what I'm telling the promoter. I'm not leaving the ring. Then he comes back in. Be ready for it. And there's the black eye, kids. By the way, that's Frank Mir's brother who has me down at this moment, and he whispers in my ear, these are the exact words, you can leave the cage. This is what he's whispering to me. Frank Mir's brother. Hilariously, this is what he's whispering to me. You can leave the cage unconscious, or you can walk out of here. I said, I'll walk out.
No, I'll walk on my own. Thanks, though.
These guys are all having like a really serious talk with me.
Yeah, there. Damn, dude, your head is shining as fuck, man.
Now they're going to escort me off property and hand me to the police.
We like to bring out the blue corner.
Wait, they're going to show the black eye. By the way, he's got a black eye.
Hammer
30 days before the fight. Everybody's laughing about it. Look at his eye. It's starting to puff up already. He didn't show the black eye? What? Why am I getting a...
They did. They did in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. As a matter of fact, towards the very end, because like once he exits the cage, he happens the camera happens to be on that side of his face, and you can see it.
Hebrew Hammer Tru stands 5'10", 180 pounds. He is 28 years old, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California.
What led up to this fight?
Take it away, John.
MMA media personality Aaron Tru Teweles has a long history with some friends of mine, MMA Junkie Radio, long-time listeners, old-school tag radio listeners, as they like to be known, will know Aaron Teweles.
What is it,
Adam? Did I actually get a laser
Jupac, who used to do the opening rap to the old-school tag radio theme.
With Gorgeous George and Frank Trigg?
That's it.
Really?
And goes.
What was his rap name?
I'm going to have to cut that out as a joke.
Player, a.k.a. Jupac.
Really? That's funny.
Huh.
So he's stepping in tonight for the TuffNUff celebrity title fight, which is for the MMA media personality title. I'm not exactly sure.
Now the red corner.
I said no.
Lee Honish.
175. We agreed.
Lee Honish, who's 43 years old, fights out of Malibu. Said that he trains with Charlie Sheen. Obviously, he's joking around about that. But he says that he's absolutely convinced that Aaron Tru hasn't been training at all. He said maybe he's been training for 1 day a week, whereas Lee Honish says he's training at least 5 days a week. Lee Honish very serious about coming out, and he said whooping some ass tonight and then challenging other MMA media members to fight.
Oh my God, that really
Did
is.
he challenge you?
No, he didn't.
I gotta cut that out.
No, he did not.
That's cool.
I'm sure that he will if he wins.
Honish known for a bit of a celebrity
Pretty
boxing
impressive
before.
on the walkout, Lee.
I think
A little bit of a controversy with Mr. Honish.
I did it
right
all
there. There was the rumor that he was
Look at Lee.
with Mr. Danny Bonaducci was a
Chest
work.
out,
there may have been a touch of
intimidating.
choreography.
I was like, all right,
Let's
here
say
we
it was a
go.
work. Maybe we
Getting ready
planned
for a
a
fight.
sequence here or there. We're just putting on a
Comes
show.
out with the gi and everything.
He did something
Yeah,
open nose
sir.
in the fight, so.
I came
That was
out
back in
That's
2007.
old school, man. People don't
Both of
come
these
out.
guys
Actually,
making
this is
their
top,
debuts
which is
tonight.
really
Now,
kind of
Aaron
a
Tru is going to have a
There's
bit
that
of a weight
slouchy
disadvantage. He's coming in at 180 pounds. Lee Honish
And then I was
walking in at a
figuring
full
out that
185.
it
Fight will be happening here at middleweight. Lee Honish said the reason he got into
Did you
mixed
put the gloves
martial
on
arts
after
was
you put the kicks on?
Yeah.
We always ask our fighters here in the TuffNUff page what they know about their opponent. Teweles said he knows his opponent has a big mouth. Honish, on the other hand, said he knows his opponent drinks urine.
I didn't
Here we
even
are. It is the title fight.
Everybody's bobbing their heads to
Here, tough enough.
Watch the dude in
This
the back
is the
who's
celebrity
bobbing his
title
head.
fight you've been waiting for.
Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. You heard the smack talk. Tonight, they leave it all in the ring. Introducing first in the blue corner, making his MMA debut tonight, fighting out of King's MMA, Huntington Beach, California. Here is Aaron Hebrew Hammer.
I will say
can I
the
roll my
walkout was
And his
way
opponent
more
fighting in the red corner,
than
also making his MMA debut tonight from Team Sheen, Malibu, California.
That's my rib
Here
cage.
is
I cut
Lee
to 185
Honish.
It's skin over like bones in the fight.
Chris Tyone.
Oh, didn't give you a belt? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, we're
All right. I'm going to let you guys call the first round. I can only give you the commentary of what my game plan was, which was I knew he had no cardio, and I knew I trained too hard.
3 2-minute
My plan
rounds.
was to gas him. That's so matter of fact,
Aaron
Andrew. That's
waving
cool.
off the touch.
They're reading my name, and all I did was just kind of nod my head.
Yeah, he just did a nod. Yeah, like they just introduced you to a buddy. Okay, what's up?
But I gotta stop with that whole leaning
You
forward.
know Aaron
Should've
has
said
done
the
some
legend.
legitimate training at
Looks like
King's
a
MMA.
legend coming out of the corner. Lee
Lands
was
an
like,
early
yeah,
right
this
hand,
isn't my
shoots in on
first
the
fight.
single.
I'll tell you,
No,
I'll
nice,
come
nice
back. I'll give
takedown
you
there
guys
for
some insight
Tru.
during the corner, which is the funniest part of
Honish
this.
was
first round.
grabbing the
You
trunks
guys
there,
may
but
call
Tru is
this first
swarming him.
round.
Tru, the much younger man, at 28
by the way,
years old.
this
Honish is
was my game.
43.
I'm gonna go
Moves into
for the
half
record.
guard is Tru.
This was my game plan. Go ahead.
Looks like he wants to
YouTube.
get that right leg free, maybe go all the way to mount.
Strikes there to the back of the head.
Come out jabbing.
What the? All right. Oh shit! What the hell? Are you grabbing his shorts? The fuck?
Honish
There
right now
was.
does
Nobody
not
said
seem
no.
to have an answer for what
No
Tru
one
is
said
doing to
anything.
him.
Oh, he's
Looks
already
like
done.
Honish is just holding
Nope.
on, hoping
He gave us
keeps
the
his
belt.
hand up.
There's my plan. This is my
And
plan.
those punches are sneaking
Half guard his
through.
ass.
Well,
Tru does
he's
keep hitting the back
in.
of the
I'm
head,
in
though.
half guard, but that's.
He has been warned by Chris
I was
Tyone.
told this dude was like a purple belt. I really
Using the
was.
crossface there.
This
my
is
goal
sort of
was-
reminding me of James
Proper
Tony
technique
Randy
for Tru.
Couture right now, Lee. It was kind of
1 minute
fast.
remains in this first round.
No, I'm
I
telling
mean,
you
could
exactly
Honish
what my plan
be
here
doing
is.
any
Look
kind of
closely at what I'm
strategy? Could
doing.
he be
I'm
maybe
letting
hoping
his
his opponent's going to gas out? This is
Are
the
you like
first
holding on
amateur
to his
fight. There's a
fatigue?
lot of bad
Yeah,
blood on the line,
that's exactly
or
what
is
I'm
this
doing.
just
I knew that he
desperation?
didn't
Taking
have
a
a
lot of
I'm
punishment.
not too happy
though.
about this.
No, I'm not.
I think
No,
they-
but this is
they're
like
looking
pretty
for a stand
patch.
up
This
here.
isn't too
This is a
bad.
bit of a stalemate on the ground.
This is
Oh,
nothing.
okay.
Tru
Those
has
are a
a
little
great
bit
job of
harder.
working
Those
on
are a
Those
little
don't
bit
hurt.
harder.
And by the way, in the next round, I'm going to show you where
He's been peppering him with punches. Honish has absolutely no answer for what Tru is
which is
doing
a
to
real
him at this
thing.
point.
I'll show
Is
you
he
that.
mounted already? Oh no, dude, why is your half guard open?
Advantage on the ground.
My
He is in
half
a
guard's
dominant
open
position
because I'm
half
not
guard
doing
right
anything
now.
other than just waiting out the timer. Look, the
He doesn't
round-
even want to mount you or anything. He's not even trying to
No, he
mount you or
doesn't.
anything.
And then I
Thinking about
locked it
maybe
all the
a,
way up
Side
There you
because
go.
all I
choke,
want to
arm
do is hold
triangle,
it.
as
I
it's
was
known.
giving him the first round. It was always my game.
Referee is, I'm
And I
sure
know
he
And this is
has
3
the
rounds?
audience to stand them up.
Yeah.
Final 10 seconds here.
This was
opening
my
round.
plan.
Tru
I am
pulls his
doing
head
my
out and
plan.
gets kicked
I want him
backwards.
to try to
Backwards monkey
escape.
flip.
Watch how much
Oh, boy!
stronger I
And he
am
falls over.
at the end of this round.
And that's the end of
Because
round
this is
number
all
one.
going to end here in a second.
He's going all full strength. He's trying to squeeze the shit out of you.
He was swinging
Yeah.
for the fence
Yeah,
there,
boy,
and he hit it.
They're going to right here. Watch what I do when I'm finally done with him. Watch my foot and how far I kick him off.
You've got to score that one, of
That
course,
was
in the
one
favor of
leg,
Tru.
and I
Here's
just
the
kicked
end of
him
the
across
final
the
round. Honish just happens to
And
then you get us
flop,
on
and Tru
nonchalantly.
stands back up, runs, swings,
That was fun.
misses, and then
Got that nonchalant as fuck.
boom, right.
Oh, that was
I'm not
fun.
even tired,
And
so my
Honish
guy,
shrugs his hands up.
comes in, okay,
Tru also
and
puts his
he's
hands
like,
up
"You
and,
need water." They're gonna put a stool in.
if you're
they're gonna
Honish's
check
corner,
me.
what do you tell him to do?
So there's two
Honish
funny
is
things
very
that happen in the
composed in
corner.
his
He's
corner
yelling
right
at me
now.
for being a dipshit.
Tru taking
I
some
said,
deep
"No,
breaths.
for
Maybe
being
that
a
was Honish's
That's
plan
awesome.
all along
I literally
to
kicked him
gas
across the ring with one
That was the highlight of the
I
round.
mean, seriously,
highlight.
that's all I could see. I mean, other than that, I
Oh,
don't
fuck
Honish
yeah.
is over in
He's
his
trying to
corner,
close line from
asking
hell. He tried to do that
Tyone, you know,
JBL shit.
What does it
He
take to
ducked
get a
it, though.
stand up? But I just
All
don't know
right.
what
He's
Honish
what?
does.
What?
My whole game plan was the second round, right? He's
Does he
already
offer
got.
anything?
And by the way, this is where I got my nickname. And my
Second
guy is
round
like trying
of
to give me
potential
water.
three.
He's like, "Do you want water?" I'm like, "No, I didn't do anything." That's what I'm telling him. I didn't do anything. Why do I need water?
Teeth
It was
there
like
for
2
Tru.
minutes. Like
Outside leg kick.
water. I'm
Honish's
like,
hands very, very low.
Or at least just
He
rinse your
doesn't
mouth.
have his
You don't
hands
have
up.
to drink it. Just spit it out.
He's just taking kicks from
I'm
Tru.
already ready to go for
Outside
the
leg
second
kick
round.
there.
Okay, this is where I got my
Honish seems
nickname,
to
and everybody thinks it's bullshit.
try and
But the
deal
fighters who watch this fight all
Terminator
give me
technique,
the
just walk
for the
through
dumbest
it
thing
and
I've
keep
they've
moving.
ever seen.
Checking
in the history of
kicks,
MMA.
not obviously
Watch closely where my
leading with
arms
his
are,
chin now.
Andrew.
in Honish's toolbox.
Gets him with the
That's
jab.
where he
He's
broke
my
his-
order.
By the way, this is where he's going to break his leg.
And
He's going to break that right leg on my
Tru
hip.
swings and falls down.
Man, dude, you're not even checking those. Oh, there it goes.
No. Yeah, well, I was done at that point.
There.
Honish just continuing to walk forward. Maybe his intimidation technique is working.
Well, you're controlling the center. I mean, he got the first round, that's for sure. But you're controlling the center.
You're on the punches from Honish.
Are you loading up?
What intentions are in there?
What the hell was that? He like fell and then he stuck his hands up like, hold on, let me get back up.
Does appear to be getting tired.
He's gassed.
Honish on the
tired.
other hand,
You're not letting
forward and use that.
Yeah.
No, that's when I realized I didn't have the ability to finish somebody who was a pussy. I actually knew in this round that I was never going to be able to
going for the uppercut there.
I mean, it's gotten better with jiu-jitsu. But the reality is, this guy's walking away from me
so far, at least winning this round. 35 seconds left.
And he's fucking tired,
Here
Lee.
comes the punch. Here comes the punch.
Throw a body shot one time.
Of Aaron Tru. True does appear
Throw a body shot. There you go. There you go, baby.
Very loudly.
Look at this. On the rope.
Honish getting the right hand.
Taking over.
Not working his jab. Not much technique on him.
I like the fact that you held him down with your left hand and then loaded on his gut. You like controlled him with one hand.
And I'm walking him down. I'm not even putting my hands up anymore.
Yeah. Eating those leg kicks.
Two jabs in the face. Tru's still tired. He's backing up. Honish is shaking it.
It's tied up.
A high kick would have fucked him up.
Jabbing, he staggered into the
The
rope.
leg kicks from Tru.
I told you, lead jab. God damn it, I should have been your coach on this night. You would have won. You would have won. I don't even know the outcome. Did you win this fight?
Walking through them for that simple fact.
The complete lack of reaction.
Honish controlled the
He's
angle.
trying to snap back.
Oh, you coming up. They have a commercial break.
His ass. Hey, you whooped his ass more in that round than he did you in the first round. I'll give you that.
So it's 1-1.
Looks like he's about to vomit.
Yeah, it's 1-1. And what is it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now here's the part that kills me. I don't know.
Honish walking forward with the left arm.
By the way,
he just wants to grab the neck,
reason I
secure
lost
the
this
head,
fight is
and
because
then
all the
fire
guys
off
you saw a month ago who were clearing out that ring were ISKA officials and judges. I knew they were never going to give me
third round.
I had to knock him out.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm not one of the judges.
What you're about to see in this third round is completely a political moment. By the way, his leg is broken at this moment. He actually shattered his leg on my hip.
Why didn't you like when he fell? There's been times where he fall on the ground. Like why didn't you take him out at least? Like
No, and I knew it when he fell down. Right?
Oh, look at
I put him down with the big punch.
Look at the
and it's coming
forearm
up
on
right
the
here,
neck
right?
there.
I think they're gonna exit. I've got slow-mos of the top.
Slips off.
Honish goes for the back, and Tru ends up on top now in half guard. What will happen next? Tru is wailing away on.
And I looked at him on the ground.
On Honish's face.
You can't do that.
Oh no way, dude! I've been there. I've been sparring with somebody. Come on, oh shit, you okay, man? Like you can't be doing that
Okay,
shit.
so he
We
goes
have
for
to go in
a
there.
touchdown. I'm in full mount. I'm in full
Yeah, you
mount.
are.
Oh, come on, Lee. Oh.
Hold on, and by the way, this
exhausted. There's no doubt about that. It's their first amateur MMA fight.
Okay.
You got to understand the kind of adrenaline dump you're going to have on a stage like this.
Me wrap my legs around
Both
his
guys
head
absolutely exhausted.
and actually try to set up a triangle right here. Okay, which, by the way, still winning the round in my opinion.
Will seem like
well, you just got to take it down. So I don't. Okay.
Okay, now he does inside mount.
I like the stand-up from Tyone.
Okay, here we go. Even though the Tru was inside
he doesn't
control.
do anything with this, right?
Downey says, I want to see some more action. Just 45 seconds remains, and Tru shoots for another takedown.
And they didn't get it.
Yeah,
he's going to tap. I've got his head, and I'm choking him.
How was he?
I've got a
really?
guillotine. So it's not a clean guillotine, and it's not an air choke, but I've got his
now seems to have the neck of Tru.
All I had to do was reach under and crank it. I got him. He's not going anywhere.
But your hand doesn't even look that deep.
And they stood us up. They stood us up. I thought the fight was over.
That's okay though, right? I mean, he's in side mount. I mean, he's in okay. If you pass your guard, it'd be better if they stand.
13 more seconds left. Final 10 seconds of the fight.
I'm gonna do a spin. I got him.
I got him. Who's gonna come out on top? A Superman punch, so it's not so super from Tru misses.
On him again.
Yeah.
Look, right there. Watch him tap.
And that's the end.
He's actually going to flare up his arm.
Going to the
I
judges.
didn't tap it, and I didn't get it.
And you know, this is when I'm starting to side with Dana White.
Oh yeah, he definitely tapped, bro. He definitely tapped. You guys, he tapped.
That's a tap.
Yeah, that's a fucking tap, Lee.
There's been a lot of talk about that
Lee,
past week.
you won that fight.
This is an example of where you want to
Hey,
see.
I seen it. That was not; those were not punches. I'm watching on my cell phone because I hate your choppy video. He tapped, bro. Oh, that's such bullshit, man. Oh, whatever. All right.
And I can't stand at this point because I'm
Nice camera
40,
work.
You
whatever.
got his position, dude. That was pretty cool.
As confused
That was
as
pretty
we
cool. I seen that, dude. I seen it. He wasn't punching.
He's
He
out.
was
He's
slapping your
out.
back.
No,
That
he's
was
okay.
what
He's okay.
he was doing.
He passed it.
He thought he was going to vomit.
And his leg broken.
Is he close to vomiting?
Fuck the leg. He tapped out on the choke. Fuck the leg.
According to Aaron that night while he was drunk, he said he didn't.
Crowd eagerly awaiting the decision of the judges.
He's messed up. He's really messed up. I beat the shit out of him.
I think I should go in there and interview the winner. What do you think? Yeah, I'm going.
Let's go for it. Yeah,
Yeah, let's go. We're giving him a little too much credit there.
By the way, if you guys want to know what the commentary is like, go watch the original.
Your winner by unanimous decision, the blue
put that I was
corner,
first.
Aaron Hebrew Hammer
that was all
True.
So I did the whole
Hey, Lee. Lee.
So Aaron Tru, your celebrity
Was it a
winner,
joke?
and here's Dave.
All right,
They
Aaron
said
Tru,
that
you got
was
the
one thing
belt.
about-
Congratulations.
what you know about your
Are
fighter.
you gonna
He said, I
vomit?
know he drinks his own urine. Was that a
You're not
joke?
gonna puke on me, are you? Don't puke on me, dude.
Yes.
Don't you puke on me.
Everything that I
that
Anything that you wanna say?
my ass off, bro.
Everything
Thank
that I
you to
wrote
everybody
on my
for your love and
questionnaire
support. I love you all.
was just about, and then he
He loves you all.
right? And
Oh.
I'm standing there like, I'm not gonna get the decision. I'm already saying it to my guy. They gave him the decision, right? And I'm like,
Nah, that's
some bullshit.
bullshit, eh? Because, fuck, whatever.
and Aaron's.
You know
like,
what, Lee? I didn't believe you. When you said he tapped, I didn't. But I was like, oh god, here we go with this tap thing. No, I seen it, bro. That fucking kid tapped,
So
man.
the
He was
dude
out.
the dude doing the interview at this moment is saying, "Don't puke on me." But the funniest
he?
part
Yeah.
during the fight, but during the
No,
fight,
he's like-
which
We'd
he's
was
like to bring
hilarious,
out the blue corner.
Well,
Yeah.
the funniest
Aaron
part of this
Hebrew
is during
Hammer
the fight, he
True.
actually said, "What do you think's going to happen if Lee wins the fight? I think he's going to challenge me to a fight."
Yeah. I see her.
That dude holding the microphone is from there's the radio station here.
The whole issue,
Mike and Mahoney.
Aaron
The whole thing.
Hebrew
By the
Hammer
way, thanks for
True
the 10 points.
stands
I
5'10",
displayed
180
the
pounds. He is 28 years old, fighting out of Huntington Beach,
That's
California.
bullshit. That's bullshit.
Take it away,
Adam
John.
Drew did.
MMA
He did
media
fine, Lee, for
personality
being an
Aaron
amateur.
Tru
That was bullshit. He
Teweles
even
has
got
a
submission
long
in that
history
damn thing.
with some friends of
No
mine,
way.
MMA Junkie
No way, that
Radio,
kid was a fucking
longtime
embarrassment.
listeners, old
Wait,
school
are they
tag
talking about
radio
you? Or
listeners,
talking
as they
about
like to be
it looks like
known,
they're talking about
know
Aaron, no?
Aaron Teweles as True
The
Play,
worst
aka
defense or whatever.
Jupac, who used to do
Weird,
the
some
opening
journalists
rap to
stick
the
karate.
old
You know
school
what?
tag
I'll
radio
give it to
theme.
Aaron. and I'll
With
give it
Gorgeous
to
George and
I don't
Frank
see
Trigg?
any
That's
of the
it.
other
Really?
people
And
doing
goes.
it.
What was his rap name?
I'll send this to
Player,
anybody who writes, and I know how many people
Come
who
on,
write.
let's not go down that
So
rabbit
he's
hole.
stepping
I
in
hate
tonight
that one.
for the TuffNUff celebrity title fight, which is for
The
the
Superman punch,
MMA
that's
media
not so
personality title. I'm not exactly
And
sure.
now the red corner, Lee
Show.
Honish.
Lee Honish, who's 43 years
not
old,
Jewish.
fights out of Malibu, said that he
Hey,
trains
hold
with
on. I
Charlie
didn't catch
Sheen.
what
Obviously,
your
he's
nickname
joking
was.
around about
But
that.
you're-
But he
this is
says
how I
that
got my
he's
nickname,
absolutely
but I-
So I
convinced
was
that
really
Aaron
bummed out
Tru
after I didn't get
hasn't
the
been training at all.
Go
He said
back,
maybe
take
he's been
off my
training for
glove.
1 day a week,
My corner guy
whereas Lee
takes
Honish says
off.
he's training at least
I
5
just
days
wanna
a
be
week.
left alone.
Lee Honish very serious about coming out.
And, like,
And he said
kind of.
whooping some ass tonight and then
Finally
challenging
wound up by
other
the second round.
MMA media
So
members
when
to
the fight was
fights.
over, I got the gloves off.
Did he challenge you?
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
And there are fighters. So
I'm sure
that
that
night
he
I go
will if
over
he
to
wins.
the after party. just
Honish
to go
known for a
shake
bit of
everyone's
a
hand, 'cause I
celebrity
didn't take his hand
boxing
after the fight.
before.
I thought it was cool. I thought
A
it
little
was.
bit of a controversy with
So I go
Mr.
after it, I'm
Honish.
gonna be a good
Right
sport
there,
after
there was
the fight. So I go into
the
the
rumor
club,
that he was
and there are a couple of fighters watching me fight.
his fight with Mr. Danny Bonaducci was a work.
There may have been a touch of choreography, possibly. Let's say it was a work. Maybe we planned a
You're
sequence here or
determined.
there. We're just putting on a show.
Nobody
didn't
drops
suffer
their
a broken
hand
nose in
and
that
walks
fight,
down
so.
his opponent. That's the
Oh, Lee,
That was back
they
in
say it during the
2007.
fight, bro.
Both of these guys
They
making
say
their
during the
debuts
fight
tonight
in the
now.
second
Aaron,
round, they go, Lee
Tru is going to
using the
have a bit of a
Terminator
weight
method
disadvantage. He's
here.
coming
That's
in at
what I
180
text you. I go, oh my God, did they
Lee
really
Honish
just say you're using
walking in at a full 185.
fucking method?
Fight
And
will
by
be
the way,
happening
you
here
can't,
at middleweight.
those of you who don't know this about
Lee
me,
Honish said the reason he
I
got into mixed
actually
martial arts was
had
the
my
chicks.
co-host at the time calling me.
And we always ask our fighters here
Well,
at the
you're
Tough
not like
Enough page
Silver. You're not
what they know
really-
about their opponent.
You know,
Tools
you're more
said
like
he
a
knows his
Silver.
opponent has a big
I'm like,
mouth.
really?
Honish, on
That's
the other
what
hand,
you
said he knows his opponent
He
drinks
cranked
beer.
out a few straights
Here we
to
are.
this kid's
It
fat
is
ass
the,
body. He
the
would've
title
went down.
fight.
That fight would have been over.
Here, tough.
Especially in the second.
This
Well,
is the
in the third
celebrity
round,
title
I
fight you've
realized
been
that
waiting
I
for.
wasn't gonna jump on
Scheduled
top
for
of him
3
and beat
2-minute
the whole hell out of
rounds.
him,
You
because
heard the
that's
smack
not
talk.
genetic
Tonight,
stuff. At
they
least
leave
at
it
that time,
all in the ring.
you know,
Introducing
2000.
first in the blue corner, making his MMA MMA debut
But,
tonight,
the
fighting
reality
out
of
of
that
King's MMA. Huntington Beach, California.
I knew I could do
Here
that.
is
That was just
Aaron Hebrew Hammer.
Well, how long had you been in jiu-jitsu?
None. That's no jiu-jitsu.
And his opponent fighting in the red corner, also making his MMA debut tonight from Team Sheen, Malibu, California. Here is Lee
6 weeks, 8
Honish.
I mean, legit. And I was training with, by the way,
Chris
I'm training
Tione,
with the best.
ref in charge.
I know Aaron had this big team, and they all came marching out to the ring, and I had already heard from a bunch of sources to me directly that he couldn't hang with even, like, lower level. Like, even my last place where I trained on the competition line, even as an old
Aaron
man.
waving off the touch
I've been doing it now off and on since 2007. I don't like it. I don't like cardio. I don't like anything about it.
From either fighter. We do know Aaron has done legitimate training at King's MMA.
I was going to fight on.
Lands an early right hand, shoots in on the single. Into the
Basically,
double.
Nice
takedown
starting
there
to happen, and I didn't see how they were going to have the fight card, and I wasn't going to go to Vegas
there,
and
but
go
Tru is
train
swarming him. Tru, the much younger man, at 28 years old.
Honish is 43. My trainer wanted 3 months.
Moves into half guard is Tru.
3 months on
It's
grind.
not bad. It's good.
Get that right leg free, maybe go all the way to mount.
On the grind.
Strikes
And I've seen his team. His team is all young. He wanted to go the full Rocky right.
Unintentional, certainly, but
I know this.
Honish right now does not seem to have an answer for what Tru is doing
He goes,
to him.
so what we're going to,
looks
he
like
wanted
Honish
to
just
do
holding
old school
on,
Rocky. He goes, I watched the fight. He goes, we'll do old school Rocky. He goes, I think you have enough skill that you can put anybody on the ground and hold them there. And you're going to grind it out for 2.5 minutes, and then I'm going to yell 30 seconds, and then you're going to go and score the round. And we're just going to take it on a decision. I said, do you want to believe that ISKA is going to give me a decision even 10 years, 11 years after the fact?
Could
You're out of your mind. I got to knock someone out. There's no way.
Maybe hoping his opponent's going to gas out. This is the first amateur fight. There's a lot of bad blood on the line, or is this just desperation?
That's why I lost that fight.
Crowd not too happy about
this. I've watched it a couple of times.
They're
There's
looking
things
for
about
a
it I
stand-up
find
here. This is
embarrassing.
a bit of a stalemate on the ground.
To say that I'm an embarrassment as a writer, okay, I had some boxing skill.
He's been peppering him with punches. Honish has absolutely no answer for what Tru is doing to him at this point.
Learned how to box.
Chris Tione not looking
and then
to
I
stand
spent
up
about
does have
8
the
weeks
advantage on the
ground
ground. He is in
skill
a dominant
for
position
a guy that I thought
right
was a
now.
legitimate, somewhere between a blue and a
With
purple
the arms
belt.
out,
I kept getting conflicting
Tools
stories
might be
about his
thinking about
jiu-jitsu.
maybe a
So I
side
trained
choke,
with
the arm triangle as it's known.
here in Oceanside and in Vegas. I trained with Robert Drysdale in Vegas. That was my Vegas trainer. So cream of the crop right there.
Backwards
that was all my sparring partners. In fact, all my promo videos were at Drysdale.
That's the
and
end
then
of round
out
number
here,
one.
I was training with Dan Henderson's team that had opened up.
He was swinging for the fences there, and he hit it.
Which was a couple of blocks from where I live. And between that and a weight cut from 215 to 185 pounds.
You've got to score that one, of course, in the favor of Tru. Here's the end of the final round. Honish just happens to kick him off, and Tru stands back up, runs, swings, misses, and then
what the hell? Where'd he go?
boom, right into the
So what did
fence.
you think?
And Honish
now
throws his hands up.
Well, I mean, like you can tell you were green as hell. Had you not told me that your strategy in that first round was to let them slow down and basically, I would have thought like, what the fuck are you doing? I honestly would have thought like, if I didn't know how much time or how much training, it's just that you would have, because there was a few times there where you had that half guard. I'm like, well, don't open half guard, what the fuck? But the fact that you explained that first round you were basically just trying to tire him out, it made sense. The second round, I don't know. I wouldn't have been those kicks. A few times he those fucking kicks at you, and even if he did break his leg, some of those kicks look hard as fuck. So I don't know. I don't know if you were able to take them, because it looked like we were checking many of them. Maybe checked one inside kick, but from as far as I can tell, in the second round, you didn't check any of the outside kicks. I agree with Andrew. Have you had like a stiffer jab or just like committed a little bit more to? You would have folded him over with those fucking body shots, because he was already gassed. Realistically, any shots to the fucking body have totally killed him. Already gassed as he was, and I was a little taken back when like he fell and you didn't like hop off. I figured you would walk to the fight to the ground and like take his ass out on that. The fact that you let him get back up, there was a few times where you just let him get back up, and it's like, no, you have the opportunity to pounce on him. I figured you would take it, but yeah, bullshit. You didn't fucking lose that fight, dude. The last 2 rounds were yours. Well, I guess just out of the The second 2 rounds were yours. That first one, yeah,
No
you gave it
zip
away,
on the
but
punches from
no,
Honish.
no ones out
I'm
those
not
second
sure
2
what
rounds.
his intentions are in there.
What were the scorecards? I don't think I even heard the
Methodical.
scorecards.
He is walking Tru down.
I don't
Does
remember,
appear
but
to
I
be getting
believe
tired.
they gave a unanimous
Honish, on the other
decision
hand,
to
continues to press forward and use that
Yeah.
43-year-old
and
strength.
it's simply because of what happened a month previously.
Working
When
the
I was
body
escorted
is
by the
Honish.
police off
Tru
the
going
road,
for the uppercut there.
Looking for the
for
clinch.
assaulting someone. And by the way, they literally
Honish
walked
does
me
appear
off
to be
campus.
so
They
far
were
at least
put me
winning
back
this
into a
round.
metro
35
vehicle.
seconds
Metro's
left.
Are you charging me? Like they literally walked me out of the building.
Honish
Metro.
continuing
Metro's
to
like,
walk
"Are
through the
you
kicks
charging me?"
of Aaron Tru.
Like, is somebody going to file a report or
Tru
something?
does
Yeah,
appear to be
or
very
just let it
tired
go.
at this point.
And
The
literally,
crowd
I was saying, they're like, why don't
very,
you go back
very
to your
loudly
hotel?
booing at this point.
Honish getting
Nice right hand, yeah.
Literally,
Not
that's
much
what
in his
happened.
jab.
When the whole story
Not
was
much
like,
technique on
he
him
said,
by
what
any
about your
stretch.
body? I said, yeah, that's how this happened.
Oh,
got
Final
a big
10
fight
seconds of
and
round
Aaron
number
Tru-
2.
Basically, while we were standing there, he said, and he had just said it that day in an interview, he said,
That's the end of
your
2.
daughter should be embarrassed.
I would venture to say maybe
Oh,
it's tied
damn.
up. I mean,
I
did
literally
Honish
drove
do
up to
anything
Vegas.
there, or was he
Well,
just?
let
You
me
think
tell
the
you what
leg
my
kicks
plan
from
was.
Tru?
I was going to say,
Vegas, because
the leg kicks
really
from Aaron
crazy
may have
at
been
that
enough
point, already
for him
starting
to
my
be up
weight
2 rounds to none,
right?
but
I
I
was
don't
already
think
at
those leg
about
kicks did
200
any damage
pounds.
just
Drove up to
by
Vegas.
Honish
When you don't
walking
eat
through them
anymore,
for that simple
and
fact.
that's
The complete lack of reaction, perhaps?
I think Honish controlled the action in that round and connected with more shots on the, standing
On my
shots.
drive to Vegas,
I'm
my
gonna
plan
have
was
to get that round to
kick him in the
Honish.
nuts,
I've got that one even
and then
9-9.
I'm going to just straight up guillotine.
Tru looks like he's
I'm
about
gonna
to
just
vomit.
jump up, wrap my legs around him, and put him in a guillotine. No matter how it plays out. That's my plan. I'm going to kick him in the nuts.
I like Honish
and then
walking
when he
forward
bends
with the
over,
left arm.
I'm
Looks like he
gonna
just
full
wants to
mount
grab
him,
the neck,
and then just
secure
drop
the head,
guillotine right over the
and
back.
then fire off the...
That was my plan. And when I got in there, Aaron walked in and goes,
I
why are
don't
you
know.
shaking? Why are you shaking? You're afraid of me.
Could
I'm
be
like,
anybody's fight going
no.
into this third round.
I want to hit you. I really,
I'm just glad
really,
I'm not one of the
and
judges.
that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at him and shaking my head. No, you don't get it. I really want to hit you. I really want to hit you. And everybody seemed to focus on the fact that I
Let's
had
see a
tucked
touch
in
of the
my
gloves in this
shirt.
third round.
I knew I was going to touch
No,
his shirt
Tru
because
going
I was
straight for the
going to hit
takedown.
him,
Yes,
and I didn't
Honish
want
on
him
top
to have
of him.
any
Gets into the
handlebars
bounce.
because he's a
Oh,
jiu-jitsu
boy.
guy.
Oh,
Like I wasn't
look
going to
at
leave tails out or
the
anything. where he
forearm
could
on the
grab me
neck
or-
there.
You know, I don't need a collar wrapped around my throat.
Slips off.
Honish
I
goes for the
would've came
back,
in
and
looking
Tru
for the
ends
win
up on
if I
top
could've.
now in
I
half
mean,
guard.
Like no
What will happen next? Tru
So that's
is
the whole
wailing
story.
away
Andrew, are you back?
on Honish's
Yeah, I'm here.
face.
All right,
Honish-
what's the
Honish
final
for the
number?
triangle, maybe?
His leg's creeping up, but his
Yeah,
other
you
leg
won
seems
that
to be
fight.
trapped.
Oh,
2
there
to
we
1
go.
by
No,
submission,
Tru tops his
whatever,
head out now,
however you
inside
see
control.
it. I
Perhaps a
don't
flying
think that
inverted
kid won
Google
that fight
platter?
at all.
No,
It
perhaps.
was
Probably
a-
not. Probably not.
We got to
It's
find
not,
a
Side
way.
it's not
control
your
at this point.
best moment, you know what I'm
Both
saying?
fighters
But you won the
absolutely
fight. I don't
exhausted.
give a
There's
shit.
No doubt about that. It's
And
their
Danny
first
fight my
amateur
best moment?
MMA fight.
No, I'm
You gotta
no, but I'm
understand the kind of
me.
adrenaline
Okay,
dump
was
you're
I
gonna have on a
impressed with
stage
your
like
fighting?
this.
No. Did
Both
you
guys
win the fight?
absolutely
Yes.
exhausted.
Period. That's
working
how
some knees to the
unimpressed
body
I
of
was with
Honish
Adam
there.
Tru. How about
A
that?
minute remains that I predict will seem like
Well, what I
longer
was
than a
trying
minute.
to demonstrate was me trying to be
Oh,
as
first time.
nonchalant
Maybe not.
about the whole
I like
fight
the
as
stand-up from
possible.
Tyone.
Oh, I
Okay,
fucking
here we
love
go,
that
even
part.
though that
No, I
Tru was
loved
inside
everything
control.
about what you did on that side.
Wasn't
Bagger
that
says,
enough?
I want to see
Hands
Got
more
up.
down,
action.
walking down.
Just 45 seconds remains,
What do
and
you
Tru
think?
shoots for another takedown. And
I like the way you taunted him. If you,
Kinda
you were taunted,
rolls.
like, oh, let's go.
Ish.
was
That's
that?
good.
Yep.
And the one and
Yep.
only time I went down and
So- and,
aggressive
oh, he
actually
gets the
really
takedown, he
started to
completes it,
fight
but
him,
Honish now seems to
AKA
have the neck
Mayweather
of
style,
Tru.
is when all those
Possibly
body
gonna go
shots
for a
happened.
gator
I knew
roll?
my boxing skill was fine. I just knew that it wasn't like
Possibly.
boxing. You don't knock someone down and they don't get a
Huh.
takedown. Like you got to jump on them and finish them. And when it happened, that one time happened.
Is that
I'm
the
like,
one with tuna?
I
and-
don't-
You just walked
All
away.
right, oh,
Yeah.
okay, he's
Yeah,
standing
I mean-
back up.
You let him get back up.
Just
Yeah.
13 more
Here's the
seconds
thing,
left.
And I hope it
Final
never
10
happens to
seconds
any
of the
you who are
fight.
listening
It's
to this.
anybody's
It's anybody's
Bullshit.
fight
I
at this
don't
point.
Really?
Who's going to come out on top?
You
A
know that
Superman
you are
punch that was
superior
not so
to
super from Tru
him. You know
misses.
that you can hurt him. You know that the guy's really a legit amateur. He is a
And
lesser
that's
skilled
the
man.
end.
I could
This
really
one's
have
going
hurt
to the judges.
I mean, really really, like that's.
And you know, this is when I'm starting to side with Dana White.
I fought
you need 5-round fights sometimes, don't you? I mean, when there's just this much on the line.
And maybe some overtime as well, on top of the 5 rounds. There's been a lot of talk about that this past week, and boy, this is an example of where you want to see some more action.
I am sure the message boards are going to be aflame with this one.
He would have been done in the second.
Let's just hope the judges get it right.
I would have jumped on top of him. He would have gotten a rear naked hit.
And
the first round, dude. I think it was
three punches to his belly. It would have been a different fight too. I'm dead serious.
He seems as confused.
I see it way too much in that sport. I tell you guys, all that standing around on the cage, you can't do that with professional strikers, a professional boxer. You cannot just underhook them and hang out on the cage and let one of his arms open. To fight a professional boxer, and I'm not saying any fucking Joe. I'm not saying anyone who gets in the ring can beat anyone in the octagon. I'm not saying that.
I think I should go in there.
But when you're putting the elite versus the elite, there is a lot of flaws in that sport going up against an elite puncher. Someone who can hit your ribs and break them with one punch. There's a lot. I just couldn't get into it. I fucking hate how they don't throw jabs. The sport can be dominated by a jab. You see it working for anyone who establishes one in the octagon.
All right, Aaron Tru, you got the belt. Congratulations. Are you going to vomit?
I mean, there's just so many upsides to the jab. It's really weird how none of the fighters have really gotten
anything that you want to say?
Thank you to everybody for your love and support. I love you all.
I mean, literally, these guys are a minute and a half. They're leaning on the ropes. No one, they're just wrestling. They're just. Right. I'm sorry, you're not going to underhook Mike Tyson at 28. You're not.
I got to be honest. Even in that fight, the one thing that I'm demonstrating very well is I know how to box. Like, it wasn't like there was in that second round, which I think is my crowning achievement. First of all, I know I can take his punch, but when I put him up on the cage,
I know, but Lee, there are certain dirty boxing tactics on the inside. If you would have leveraged yourself, angled yourself, positioned yourself to throw your home runs 6 inches away, that's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to have no distance. These guys know how to punch you from 6 inches, and they're giving it their all. You can't take an uppercut from Mike Tyson just leaning up on the ropes right to your midsection. You're not standing up to that.
He is 28 years old.
I see way too many flaws. I beg Dana White. I begged him for years on this fucking show to pay the elite to fight the elite. Let's get it over with. But they never do it, and I know why.
Long-time listeners, old-school tag radio listeners, as they like to be known, will know Aaron Tools as Tru Playa, a.k.a. Jupac, who used to do the opening rap to the old-school tag radio theme.
With Gorgeous George and Frank Trent?
That's it.
Really?
What
was his rap name?
Now, all fights generally end on the ground.
Really?
You must have a complete game.
So he's stepping in tonight.
Those who can't find takedowns is generally
celebrity title fight.
If their ground game is such
immediate personality.
That's one of the most fundamental things in MMA. The wrestling base is being able to control where the fight takes place. If you can control the guy and take him down, a lot of you guys can't, be honest. That's why a lot of them pull guard. But if you have that wrestling background where you can control, that's the difference. If you can take a fight to the ground, it's all yours. If you can do that, getting from there is an issue itself. But if you can excel at that, which most wrestlers do, collegiate wrestlers or Olympic caliber wrestlers, that's it. That's why they control whether or not the fight is on place or
Did he challenge you?
Last night, the fight that you guys skipped over, the Juco fight.
I'm sure that he will.
I loved how Bingsby was talking in that fight. I mean, here you have a guy who's light on his feet, moving around the ring, side to side, backing up, and he's like, oh, well, he's totally notifying the wrestler's fight game. He can't reach him, he can't jump, he can't hit him. Well, what the fuck do you think boxers do? Side to side, backing up, reflexes of a cat. That guy is not even a boxer, and he moved around that ring, that octagon very nicely. Matter of fact, he did so nice. Fucking Bingsby said, this is the way you notify a wrestler's fight game. Just move. I could have swore I've been saying that for years. Floyd Mayweather isn't going to just stand in front of you. You flinch, he jumps. That's how Floyd is. You literally have to get Floyd, bum rush him to the cage to get the double on him. You give Floyd 3 feet, he's jumping 3 feet. He's a cat. These reflexes of these fighters, they're second to none. These guys dodge punches standing in a fucking phone booth. That shot really just doesn't seem that hard to me.
This is the celebrity title fight you've been waiting for.
Whatever his name was,
scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. You heard the smack talk. Tonight, they leave it all in the ring.
You'll see a major flaw in the ground game.
In the blue corner, making his MMA debut tonight, fighting out of King's MMA, Huntington Beach, California. Here is Aaron Hebrew Hammer Tru
Hey, that was an MMA
in the red corner.
That was an MMA fighter giving his observation of that fight. I just liked how he said,
Malibu, California.
"Oh, this is how you nullify a wrestler."
Here is
duh.
Well, I mean, there's more than that. There's more to that because you, as a wrestler, you shoot in from a lot further distance. You can, and you don't need necessarily to get him up against the fence. You can take him down. Some of these guys with these double leg takedowns, their reflexes are pretty fucking fast as well. But Sanders was just basically like doing his best to push because I think he was like a fucking pro player. So I don't even think he has a wrestling background or some shit. So his team was crap.
Who was the kickboxer? Who was the kickboxer last night that kept dropping the knee on the guy that kept trying to shoot? And then by the end of the fight, the shooter just ain't shooting anymore. He's done with shooting because he keeps taking a knee.
Was it the tall guy?
Yeah, they said he was a kickboxer, and the dude is like the knee perfectly every time.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, he was.
Moves into half guard.
Yeah, the most famous of that is Ben Askren making the most.
Oh yeah,
maybe go all the way to
this is literally, and everybody the next day in class when we talked about this. For those of you who don't know about the Masvidal Askren fight, did you see this, Andrew?
I think I've seen the highlight.
Okay, so Ben Askren
looks like Honish is holding on,
a ground
for a
shark.
stand-up.
There's nobody who's going to
he has zero stand-up. Zero stand-up.
He's literally Olympic level.
He's like super single dimensional. Has nothing else.
He is the man on the ground. Like we're talking Gracie level ground tag. You don't fuck with Ben on the ground. He is about to make the most critical, dumb wrestling move that there is on the planet.
Strategy could he
All I can say, because Andrew's
maybe
brought
hoping
it
his
up.
opponent is going to gas out. This is a first amateur fight. There's a lot of bad blood on the line, or is this just desperation from his back?
He got knocked out. I'll do it again because it happened that fast.
I think they
head down,
looking
double
for a
up,
stand-up
boom,
here. This is a bit of a stalemate on the ground.
Just like that.
Drew has done
It's
a
the
great job of
fastest
working
KO
Honish's
in
armpit.
UFC history.
And
Ben's out. Ben wasn't
has absolutely no answer for what Tru is doing to him at this point.
Chris Downey not looking to stand them up.
Head down.
This has been done before. Like this has been done before. Like you shoot in. Like always have to have either that knee or that uppercut ready for the fucking wrestler. He's gonna shoot in. Wrestlers, it's hard as fuck. Like this, he was able to knock him out because he got a fucking head start. He jumped, he ran at his ass and landed that fucking knee. Like that's Ben was gonna fucking end his head. And which, as a matter of fact, Ben did this against Lawler. Just Rob Lawler wasn't able to take advantage of it because he had already closed the distance at that point. But dude, that knee was fucking like, I mean, he telegraphed it like the motherfucker. He ran at him, and Ben had absolutely no answer to other than to fucking duck his head.
Yeah, and the Lawler fight's another good example where Ben Askren.
You've got to score that one, of course, in the favor of Tru. Here's the end of the final round. Honish just happens to kick him off, and Tru stands back up, runs, swings,
like they should have stopped that.
Yeah, they should have. His arms went limp a few times, yeah.
And Honish
shrugs it up.
And then he came back and literally
puts his hands up, and
any good ground guy does.
If you're Honish's corner, what do you tell him to do?
I think his whole plan was come in and shoot the double. He knew it was going to be easy pickings. And on the same, by the same point, Masvidal went, yeah, you're going to shoot the double.
I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, we were expecting basically Masvidal and fucking Damian Maya. Maya grabbed onto Masvidal and fucking like controlled him basically on the ground. Couldn't do jack shit. That's when you're against an elite level fucking grappler or a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy like Maya.
And I would even say that Askren is better than
second round of a potential 3.
Well, Maya submitted him. Maya submitted him in an MMA fight, I believe. So,
well,
I don't want to say he's better.
No, look, if we were doing submission-only fighting, I don't know if anybody in his weight class would actually stand up to him. But this fight actually retired. That was the end of his career.
Like, it could be the end of you walking. You know, when you put your head down and get hit with the knee to the top of your head, that's possible. You get paralyzed. It is not good to shoot with your head down in a fight. It really is. I know it's gotten away in the octagon for a long time, but that is a serious neck injury that can happen if placed in the right spot. Kickboxers, guys that are dedicated to putting in work. Now, I'm not talking about 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, every other day. I'm talking real Muay Thai, real kickboxers. You fucking jump in on them too many times, your ass won't be walking. You're going to be in a wheelchair. And it was happening last night. There is a fight last night where there was the guy's short. He's compact. You can tell he's a ground and pound dude. He's going up against a taller kickboxer, and he was totally nullified by just the knee. Every time he rushed it, the dude took a hell of a beating. He takes like 4 or 5 knees
for the clinch.
Yeah, he had a great chin.
He wasn't. That wasn't his. It was one of those issues where the fucking dude, he might take it on short notice. So he took it because he had that after the fight. So that isn't in his weight class. But regardless,
that's why he was so much smaller.
But if you can tell, he was pudgier. But regardless, the height did him a favor. He tried to shoot in. Well, he did try to shoot in a few times, and he got a couple of knees. Yeah, it wasn't his weight class. I don't want to say that the only reason you guys handed to him. But regardless, like, you know, he was eating those knees. Like that fucking tall dude, I forget how to pronounce his last name. I'm gonna look here, but he had that knee ready and cocked every single time.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I thought the UFC had stopped the knees while the head was down. I thought you couldn't knee opponent.
Maybe it's tied up. I mean, did Honish do anything there, or was he just? You think the leg kicks from Tru?
I was gonna say the leg kicks from Aaron may have been enough for him to be up 2 rounds to none, but
I don't think those leg kicks did any damage just by Honish walking through them for that simple action. I think Honish controlled the action in that round and connected with more shots on the standing shots. I'm gonna have to give that round to Honish.
I've got that one even 9-9.
It's dangerous. It's definitely dangerous.
They'll let you
looks like he's about to vomit.
You get your leg up there, but they're not gonna.
There was. I'm telling you, there was this one fighter in back in the UFC days when it was, basically just the 3 rules: eye gouging, biting, and something else. You can't kill a man. I don't know what it was, but. There was a guy, he used to put his leg out. He had huge legs. He was a Muay Thai or something, but he was Russian. He used to stick his leg out and tell the guys, come on, shoot, and then shoot on his leg. And he was dropping elbows on the back of their neck, man, knocking them out. Fucking UFC banned his ass.
No, but that's a Fedor. Fedor was very.
No, Tru going straight for the takedown.
Maybe it was Fedor.
It probably was because Fedor.
Yeah, he would literally leave his leg dangling out there, and as soon as they get on it, and he's dropping elbows.
Slips off.
Honish goes for the back, and Tru ends up on top now in half guard. What will happen next? Tru is wailing away on.
But you're talking about again. It's like Khabib, right? Fedor is the old version of Khabib. Same kind of training. Some that crazy ass Russian sambo shit they do. That's next level crazy.
True inside control at this
I'll
point.
Say it because I don't know.
Both fighters absolutely exhausted.
I knew how to wrestle.
There's no doubt about that. It's their first amateur MMA fight.
It helped me a lot when I did jiu-jitsu.
You got to understand the kind of adrenaline dump you're going to have on a stage like this. Both guys absolutely exhausted.
You should take judo. Judo is really important.
A minute remains that I predict.
And then there's this thing that they do in Russia with pairs. I can only assume they fight Tyone.
Maybe not.
I like the stand up
Fedor was that way.
Okay, here we go. Even though the Tru was inside control. Tony says, I want to see some more action. Just 45 seconds remains, and Tru shoots for another takedown. And Honish kind of
like they don't even wear real gi tops.
What's that?
They've got kind of a gi, but it's not with a pair of shorts.
And he gets to
throw each other around.
Honish now seems to have the neck of Tru.
That Russian sambo shit is nuts. It's next level.
Possibly.
And I've seen I've trained with Olympic level wrestlers. They're beasts, right? You're pinning me, dude. You're pinning me.
All right. Okay. He's going to stand it back up.
Killing me.
Just 13 more seconds left. Final 10 seconds of the fight.
It's anybody's
fight at this point.
Right?
Who's going to come out on top? A Superman punch that was not so super from Tru misses.
This is a thing called guard. Really? What's that all about? Wrap your legs around.
That's the end.
Get into the guard.
This one's going to the judges.
When he makes a mistake, switch your hips.
And you know, this is when I'm starting to side with Dana White. You need 5-round fights sometimes, don't you? I mean, when there's just this much on the line.
And maybe some overtime as well on top of the 5 rounds.
That's like you can use the guy as the anchor. The guy is big. You can go over just like use his size advantage as a disadvantage, I guess.
That's the whole thing. If you
Let's just hope the judges get it right.
I don't think that he demonstrated how great a big fighter he was. He was very, 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 very,
nice
very
work. Keep it
right. He knew how to go.
No, I believe the first one, bro. First mega fight, Shamrock Gracie. What did they see? It's a draw, right?
They fought twice. The second time it was a draw. First time they fought at the first UFC, Gracie choked them out. But the second time, yeah, it went like 6 minutes. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I think I should go in there and interview the winner.
A well-rounded fight. Frank has.
Yeah, I'm going.
Let's go for it. Yeah, I'm going to
The fact that he's still fighting.
Hold on, wait. I want to see him Tru pukes first.
I mean, when you see a guy like Ben Askren who should
Your
know
winner by unanimous decision,
of
the
all
blue
people.
corner, Aaron.
And by the way,
Hebrew
Ben
Hammer
is a prolific video. If you're
Tru.
learning wrestling, you buy Ben Askren.
So
video.
Aaron Tru, your
where
celebrity
you
winner,
learn.
and here's Dave.
All right, Aaron Tru, you got the belt. Congratulations. Are you gonna vomit?
You're still gonna get fucked up if your head is
You're not gonna puke on me, are you?
Well, if your kid is in the air, you're gonna get fucked.
Don't you puke
What
on
the
me.
fuck?
Anything that you want to say?
Shooting.
Thank you
Your
to
head
everybody
is
for your
not
love and support. I love you all.
I'm telling you guys.
Oh my
He
god.
loves you all.
You got to be fast, and you got to be one of the best. You literally have to be one of the best, or it's not a smart move at all.
No.
You do a half-ass shot, that's going to be the fastest knockout in history. You do a drunk shot, you had too many beers and think you're a wrestler kind of move. That might not end for you, right? End well for you, seriously.
You got to be quick because you have to be close distance. That's the big close the distance as you possibly can, and that's the shot generally. Guy quick works. You're able to spring, motherfucker. I'm just like you don't necessarily need the cage to be able to push the guy up against. You're able to shooting up and close the distance. Just if you do have shots, you're gonna pay for it. A hell of a fucking pay for it. With an uppercut or a knee, and it boggles my mind when I see some of these fighters who know they're up against a fucking wrestler and don't have that either that uppercut or that knee cocked at all fucking times.
I'll give you the jiu-jitsu equivalent. So if I were to go to the Pan Am Games and do wrestling shit, like run in with my head down trying to shoot a double leg, let me help you out how quick the guillotine would be around the front of my head and around, and the guy would be wrapped up and around and on the ground. I'd be in full guard in a guillotine in about 13 seconds if I shot. What Ben did, if you did that at the Pan Am Games, gi or no gi, you would literally have an air choke put on you, some variation of a guillotine, some variation of an air choke. And for those of you who don't know the difference, there's a difference. There's a choke where you press the blood on the side of your neck. That's the nice, quiet one that happens from a rear naked choke. That's the one that feels like death calling your name, where you actually see the world go black slowly from a triangle. Then there's something called an air choke. That's where you're taking the bone of your arm and putting it up under somebody's neck and you just choke them. Sucks. By the way, that's legal in MMA. Me trying to grab somebody by the neck on the cage and pummel them, not legal. Got warrant for that one. You can't do
I
that.
actually thought Overeem could have literally put two hands around Walter's neck and just choked him last night. He did not have to hit him on the side of the head that many times.
Screaming at the screen. I was screaming at the screen last night. I'm like, why aren't you choking him? I mean, I get that you feel bad for
my lady. I said, look, this. Yeah, no, I was being real ghetto.
When he actually got the real hooks in, when he actually got the legit hooks locked in, he finally came over the top. He came into the back mount, and then he dropped that ankle right over the back, and he had hooks in. And I can't stress it enough, people. That's how you stretch someone out and get their neck exposed. Go take jiu-jitsu, you pussies. Then you just slide that arm underneath. You put on the hand. What we call putting on the hand glove, right? Everybody,
and his hands, Lee, his feet weren't even touching the ground when he put the hooks in. Like he totally had them as a board. Like it was over.
That's the point.
He did it right.
That's the point. When you stretch somebody out, they're knee off the ground too. They look like
so why didn't the ref just stop the fight? Why did he allow him to slap him like 20 times on the side of his head?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, give him the opportunity. Like you have a chance to get out.
Is not the choke. The lack of the choke was what I found astounding last night. I mean, I admit that I've got several years of jiu-jitsu under my belt now, so it's not a big deal to me. But I would assume Alistair Overeem, who's been at least 20 years of mixed martial arts, you don't know a rear naked choke, bro? Like, did you miss that?
Yeah.
I mean, legit.
I mean, he's got submissions on his record. Guillotine war. What the fuck?
Well, guillotine's easy. It's not.
No,
hard.
I know, but I'm just saying, easier for him because he's tall, you know.
Yeah, right. If you got long arms like me,
not a good night. Not a good night.
You have nice long arms. It's my preferred submission. It's a guillotine or it's a rear naked choke. That's all I've ever used in competition. I've never gone for anything. I've only tried to throw 2 triangles in my entire life. This is a true story. I've only tried to throw 2 triangles in competition. One was against Aaron, and it failed. The second was against a super heavyweight in an open division in Las Vegas, and that big-ass motherfucker shook it off. My final answer on the triangle is, it's bullshit unless they're smaller than you, okay? Don't ever try to put a triangle on somebody unless they're...
It's you can do it, but it's just there's no point. They can squash you. They stack you and they fucking squash you, dude. You just fuck your arm, like what's the arm drag them, get to their back and fuck them up that way. But don't bother. It's just too much, dude. They put too much weight on you and they stack you. No, it's just no point. Get around.
Right.
Get around.
My big move.
I got to get ready for dinner, you guys. I am sorry, but I got to check out of here. You guys
go to
finish.
FightRadio.com. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Say goodbye, Andrew. Say something
don't
amazing.
end it because of me. I'm just telling you, I got to feed the children.
It's a 2-hour show. That's enough show. Say something amazing about my fight skill like you're Larry Merchant.
You're not just a writer for the sport, Lee. You participated. You won. That's the biggest thing I took away from today is you got in there and you won that fight. You won on my scorecard, and you won by him tapping out. So bravo for that performance you did in the MMA on your first fight ever in the octagon. That was pretty cool.